Let's imagine just for a moment that the world is full of limitless possibilities, and you're standing on the edge, ready to step into a new reality. One where everything you want is not only possible, but available to you now. What if right now, in this moment, you could embrace the simple truth that there are no failures, there's only feedback. Every step you take, no matter where it leads, it's simply part of the process, part of your path towards growth. And that path is always forward. You see, it's easy to forget just how much potential you have. It's easy to let old beliefs hold you back. But if you take a moment, just a moment, to look at your past and realise the best thing about it is it's over, then you may begin to sense a new chapter is waiting for you. The future, after all, it's still unwritten. The present, right now, it's where the magic happens. It's where the change occurs. And what if you understand that, in reality, you're not a victim of the universe, but you are the universe. You have this incredible body, an extraordinary brain, tools that are designed not for surviving, but for thriving, for creating and reshaping your world in ways you might not have even considered yet. It's true, isn't it? Sometimes it's only when you stop and you ask yourself the right questions, when you ask others the right questions, that you begin to understand. Think about that. The most powerful tool for change might just be the simple act of asking. How do I know that about him? Well, the answer is simple, because I asked. Now imagine what would happen if you decided to learn. Imagine, instead of simply understanding something, you made that decision to truly learn it, to absorb it, to master it, to live it. The kind of learning that doesn't just stay in your head, it shifts something inside you. And that shift is powerful, it's permanent. Maybe you're wondering how you can make it easier. The answer is clear. The easier you can make it inside your head, the easier it will be outside your head. It's not about making the world easier for you. It's about changing the way you see the world. When you begin to do that, you realise there's no difficulty, only opportunity. It's not hard to wake up early. It's not hard to stop smoking. It's not difficult to change, unless you tell yourself that it is. And isn't that the key? So often we create our own limitations with our language. It's difficult to get up in the morning, or I can never get rid of this habit. If these words come from your mouth, what are they doing to your body, to your mind? They're creating barriers, and those barriers, they're not real. They're imagined. They're just a product of the mind. And just like that, they can disappear. But imagine what happens when you reframe it. When you begin to say, this is easy, this is simple. Can you feel that? Can you sense how your body, your mind, your world shifts just by changing the way you speak to yourself? And so it's clear, isn't it? If you want something, the way to get it is by looking for solutions that are different, that are better. Every time you focus on a problem, it only grows. But when you shift your focus to solutions, when you take that step towards finding something better, you create a world where better things naturally happen. This isn't positive thinking. This is brain science. Your brain is not designed to get results. Your brain's designed to go in directions. And when you know how to guide it, when you choose your direction, you can arrive at the destination that you desire. It all comes down to this. You have the power right now to decide what your future looks like. You can look at the past, but why would you stay there? The best thing about the past is it's over. And now the best thing about the present is it's here now, waiting for you. And the future, well, the future, as it turns out, it's not only coming, it's already here. Now consider the power of curiosity. When you're driven by a deep desire to know, when you actively seek the why of things, when you ask, what's possible here that I haven't yet considered, you open doors that were once closed. You don't need to push through obstacles. You need to see them as opportunities, as places where you can grow. Let me remind you again, there's no limit. The only limits are the ones that you place on yourself. And those, they're easy to change. You create new beliefs beliefs that empower you, that free you, that show you how much you're truly capable of. Imagine that every moment in your life is a bag of precious moments. You don't know how many you have left, but what you do know is these moments, they're full of potential. What would happen if you maximized every one of those moments? What would happen if you used them to move closer to your goals, closer to the life you want to create? And if you're wondering what that looks like, picture this. Every time you feel good for no reason, you're practicing the keys to success. It's not about waiting for certain things to happen to feel good. It's about feeling good regardless. That's how success is made. And it's all possible right here, right now. Remember this, as you move forward, the greatest personal limitation is not the things you want to do and can't. It's the things you never even considered doing. But as you now know, all you need to do is ask. Just ask yourself, what if? And in that moment, everything changes. Because you know, there's something powerful about the present moment. Something that we often overlook. It's right here, right now, just waiting for you. And I wonder what happens when you truly embrace it. What if you realize the best thing about the past is it's over, and the best thing about the future is it's yet to come? Imagine the possibilities. And right now, in this moment, you have everything you need to make the most of it. There's no waiting, no hesitation, just this beautiful, limitless now. You've always been capable, haven't you? You've always known somewhere deep inside you that you were more than what you believed you were. But sometimes it's the stories we tell ourselves that limit us. Stories like, it's too hard, or I can't do that. But just imagine, if those stories didn't exist, what would you do then? What would you say to yourself? Because in truth, there's nothing that you can't do when you choose to see things differently. What if your brain wasn't designed to get results, but to go in directions? When you choose the direction, when you point your focus towards what you want, everything shifts almost effortlessly. Now take a moment and think about something that you've always wanted, something you've imagined, but perhaps never fully believed you could have. What if I told you you already have the power to achieve it? That everything you need is already within you, just waiting to be unlocked? What would happen if you let go of the idea that change is hard? What if you knew deep in your bones that the best part of change is it's ease? That change doesn't have to be a struggle. It can be natural, effortless, and exciting. You know, change happens naturally. The only question is, how easily will you let it happen? Think about this when you focus on the positive, when you focus on what works. You start seeing more of that in your world. What if you made the decision to focus on one of the things that excite you, that light you up? What would happen then? You might find your life becomes a reflection of that. It's the natural flow of the mind, the body, the universe. Your focus becomes your reality. And speaking of reality, what if you stopped believing that there was such a thing as failure? What if you accepted that every experience, every action, is just a step towards something greater? Every moment is feedback, guiding you forward. And feedback doesn't hold you back. It propels you forward. It tells you exactly what works and what doesn't, so you can refine, adjust, and move forward. Doesn't make sense then that when you look at something that you used to think was a failure, and instead of labelling it as such, you see it as valuable feedback, you begin to shift your entire experience. You no longer have to fear failure, because you know it's simply a tool, a guide, a whisper in your ear, directing you towards success. You know the truth is, there's no such thing as obstacles, only opportunity. Every challenge, every difficulty, it's an opportunity for you to grow, to learn, to evolve into a version of yourself that's stronger, more capable, and more confident. And when you look at life that way, when you reframe every challenge as a chance to stretch, you can't help but move towards your goals with ease. And isn't it fascinating how the brain works? It's like a compass, guiding you in the direction of your deepest desires. But here's the secret. If you're not consciously deciding where to go, someone else will decide for you. So imagine for a moment, did you consciously choose your direction? that you decide your path. And the moment you decide, the universe aligns to make it happen. Because the brain doesn't need to know how. It simply needs to know where. Once you set your intention, your brain will find a way to make it reality. Now let's talk about what you want. Imagine for a moment, if you could make everything easier for yourself, not by wishing, but by choosing to shift your perspective. The truth is, when you make it easy in your mind, you make it easy in the world. It's that simple, and all you have to do is decide that it's easy. What if you began to understand that you're never stuck, you're never trapped, you're simply one shift away from unlocking the next level of your life. You've always had the ability to move forward, to create what you want. It's in you. And when you truly believe that, when you embody that belief in every fibre of your being, then you stop looking for limitations and instead you begin to see only possibilities. Imagine what happens when you can let go of the idea that things are difficult or complicated or out of reach. The moment you stop resisting, everything becomes clear. Everything becomes possible. So what if you chose today to embrace a simple truth? You're the creator of your experience. You're the one who sets the direction, and your mind, your body, your spirit, they're all aligned, working together, moving you towards your desires with ease. Think about how different it would feel if you decided to believe that everything you want is already coming to you. Can you feel the excitement, the ease, the freedom that comes with knowing that? Every time you focus on what works, every time you choose to celebrate what you have, you increase your capacity to create even more of what you want. It's not magic, it's science. It's the natural flow of energy. When you choose to participate in it, you become a powerful force. Remember, the greatest personal limitation isn't found in the things that you want to do but can't. It's in the things you've never considered doing. And now, as you allow yourself to expand, to consider what you never considered before, you start to unlock all the potential that's within you. You have the power to transform. You always have. And all it takes is the decision to believe it, to know it, to feel it. And in that moment, everything shifts. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. It's all within your reach right now. So, let's take a deep breath together and remind ourselves it's all possible. It's all within you. The power to create the life you want is here, in this moment. And all you have to do is allow it to flow. Allow it to happen. Allow you to happen.